Let's see how you do under pressure. I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra. Fuck with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it.
What is going on? Welcome to the Fireflies Wrestling Podcast. Today is the 5th. Yeah, this is the 25th of May. Sorry, guys. I feel like I asked. Anyways, today is the 25th of May, 2025, the year of our Lord, the year of the snake.
That's right, Jake the Snake. What's the story today? Let's talk about The Undertaker. Since that was the other option last week. So, I had a little bit of a partnership with him back in the day. We were messing around with Macho Man Randy Savage. But then, when I decided to go after Elizabeth, Undertaker thought it wasn't cool. So then, he hit me with a chair. And then, he tombstoned me on the floor at WrestleMania. And he essentially kicked me out of WWE at that time. So, yeah, that was my first run in WWE ended because of The Undertaker. So screw you, Taker.
Damn. Said best in the world, what? Oh, shit. Yeah, the year of retirements. We got John Cena, full-fledged retirement right now. He is, he had a match at Saturday Night Main Event. We'll talk about that, because I know we had a little feeling about that, but, yeah, we got a potential Goldberg retirement depending on a few things. Yeah, no other retirements really. I mean, there was a fake retirement, then there's retirement that disappeared off of the board, so we don't know if that's going to happen. But at any rate, before we get into it, Chris, how was your week?
So the actual week was okay, I guess. Had a recording on Friday that kind of went a little haywire because technology is wonderful. Hoping to hear back from that person, finish the recording. Went to Saturday night's main event last night. That was a lot of fun. Electric atmosphere. Can't wait to talk about that.
Nice. And JR, how was your week?
Week's been okay for the most part there. I got my mortgage approval, so there we go. So,
Congrats.
Gonna sign it on this week. Gonna go to the mortgage broker for that. But yeah, the rest of the week was not too bad. Although yesterday I posted on Instagram. I suffered another case of gout on my right foot again. So my toe is, but it's actually not that bad this time compared to the last time. Luckily, I had the medicine ready with me, so it's just literally the big toe that's literally affecting me. So literally, I couldn't put a shoe on for like the last 24 hours or so. So luckily, I can. I just have to remove. I have also what they call I can't remember the name of it, but it's basically something to help me with my walking. So I have to remove the sole out of there to, wear that shoe. But luckily, for the most part, I'm all right. A little hard.
Good. I'm glad you're taking care of yourself and you're doing as prescribed by doctors, man. That's huge. So big.
Yeah.
Man, my week. Fuck. I had something come back that I thought, I had it one time and didn't have it again. I had this real sharp pain in my back. It's like somebody took knives. Oh, we've got an echo. It's like somebody took knives, stabbed them right in the front of, or right in my back, dude. Through my spine, and then right into my stomach cavity, right underneath the rib cage. And every time I took a deep breath, it was painful. And, so the pain in my back was making me nauseous, and I was like, "Oh fuck this! I gotta go to the doctor." So I went to the doctor, and that was Thursday night and a Friday, or maybe Friday and Saturday. I can't remember. My days are blending together. And I sat there for 8 hours, and they said, "Oh man, we don't know what's wrong with you. Here, go pick up these meds. Go home. And so I went home. I wasn't in as much pain. I laid down. I was all right. And yesterday, found out the medication was like so fucking expensive. And I was like, man, fuck you. I'll survive without it. And I got a heating pad, and I laid down again last night to go to bed around 3. I woke up at 5, same damn thing. They said that it could potentially be an ulcer. I don't know. They said that the way that my body's reacting, it could be an ulcer. It pulls the muscles in the back and then shoots the pain. So we'll see what happens. I got a primary care appointment here in like 2 weeks. Hopefully everything is okay. I'm not worried about it. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get into it, and we're gonna talk about today in wrestling history. What you got for us, JR?
Yep, let's get to it here. We'll go to today, May 25th. And unfortunately, the photo shows Mr. Plumber there. So he is part of the history here, but we will get to it here. So starting in 1987, Soldat Ustinov and Boris Yukov won the AWA World Tag Team Championship in Lake Tahoe, Nevada, with a victory over the Midnight Rockers of Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty. Okay. For the day. 1989, 2 major titles changed hands to Osaka, Japan. In the main event, Big Van Vader lost his IWGP Heavyweight Championship to Salman Hashimikov. And also, Jushin Thunder Liger won the first of his record 11 IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championships with the win over Shiro Koshinaka. Jushin Thunder Liger. 1994, at the age of 16, Jeff Hardy made his WWE debut at a TV taping in Erie, Pennsylvania. Excuse me.
Hey, I grew up there, man.
Yeah. Oh, they do. Okay. In a losing effort to the 1-2-3 Kid. On the same show, Brian Lee was introduced by Ted DiBiase as the fake Undertaker. Brian Lee, aka Chains from Disciples of Apocalypse. 1999, at a taping of Raw's War, Jeff Jarrett defeated The Godfather to win the IC title in Moline, Illinois. And on the same show, the Acolytes, Farouk and Bradshaw, defeated X-Pac and Kane to win the WWF Tag Team Championship.
Side note,
2000.
X-Pac and Kane was pretty awesome.
They were.
Go ahead. Yeah.
We forgot something. That's on me. Pause.
Oh. Okay. You got something?
We have a part of the segment.
Oh yes, we forgot about that.
I am so sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm not feeling the hottest right now, but we got a segment that we do here on the show where we pop the top of whatever we're drinking. So, JR, what you drinking this morning?
I just to be safe on my gout thing, I have to drink H2O for the time being. So I'm drinking H2O.
Water sucks. It really, really sucks. All right. Yes, what you got?
Got a big old monster.
I got a big old monster too, dog. Anyways,
bro. The fuck?
Hey. I got Rio Punch from Monster. We're not sponsored. We would like to be, but all 4 or 5, we love you guys. We love you.
We're not sponsored.
And I've got a Liquid Death. Once again, we're not sponsored. Would love to be. Liquid Death is tasty, refreshing on a hot day. This is their Killer Cola.
We're
not sponsored. Not sponsored. For legal purposes, guys. I don't think that Monster Liquid Death. Those fucking guys down at the Bearded Firefly or the Bearded Firefly Wrestling Podcast. Fuck them. Lawsuit. Yeah, but anyways, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna pop top on whatever drinking. So have a good show, boys.
Yep. Cheers.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers. Good show, and yes.
Oh, it goes down and it burns. All right.
There you go.
Stings the nostrils.
Let's continue.
Very pungent.
2002. WWE Confidential made its debut on Spike TV, the debut episode of the show that focused on the controversial real-life moments from WWE's past focused on Shawn Michaels admitting he was in the know about the Montreal Screwjob for the first time, and also Velocity debuted on the same night as a B show for the SmackDown roster. 2002, same year, Chikara held its debut show in Allentown, Pennsylvania. The show was titled The Renaissance Dawns. It was main evented by a 6-man tag team match pitting the Gold Bond Mafia of CM Punk, Chris Hero, and Colt Cabana against the Black T-shirt squad of Reckless Youth, Don Montoya, and Mike Quackenbush. The match was won by the Black T-shirt squad.
Wasn't that canceled because of the Me Too stuff?
I believe so, yes. Yeah. Later on, yes. 2013, the short-lived World Wrestling All-Stars promotion taped their final event. It was titled The Reckoning and took place in Auckland, New Zealand. The show would air on pay-per-view in the USA on June 8th. The main event saw Jeff Jarrett defeat Sting to unify the WWA and NWA World Heavyweight Championships. Surprise, surprise. Okay. 2013 and 2009. Anyways, 2009 presented what should have been a bog-standard episode of Monday Night Raw from the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. What was remarkable about the show was that it was supposed to take place at the Pepsi Center in Denver, Colorado, but the building ended up being a double booked with Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals between the Nuggets and the Lakers. This issue forced WWE to move the show to LA at extremely short notice and left Vince McMahon furious with Nuggets owner Stan Kroenke. By means of retaliation, McMahon booked the main event of the Raw as a 10-man tag, the same number of players in a basketball game, that featured the babyface team of John Cena, Batista, Jerry the King Lawler, MVP, and Mr. Kennedy, decked out in Lakers shirts, taking on a heel team of Randy Orton, Miz, Big Show, Ted DiBiase Jr., and Cody Rhodes, decked out in Nuggets shirts. Needless to say, the Lakers prevailed. Also notable about the match was that it was Kennedy's first match since he injured his shoulder in August 2008, which also happened to be his last match in WWE as he was released later. I remember he sort of went against protocol against Randy Orton, and he got pissed off, and that basically ended his run.
Didn't he drop Randy Orton on his shoulder or something?
Yeah, he literally, it was like a simple move, but I think he went over the moon out of it, and he literally dropped Randy hard, and that's why he was furious and all that. Although I have a lot more respect for him after listening to his Chris Van Vliet podcast recently. Yeah, he's a good guy. 2012, Chris Jericho was indefinitely suspended by WWE following an incident prior to a match with CM Punk in Sao Paulo, Brazil, where he desecrated the Brazilian flag in the middle of the ring. Unbeknownst to Jericho, this is an arrestable offense in the country. Ultimately, no charges were filed, as Jericho apologized publicly and returned to television on June 25th.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Chris, you can go to sleep for a little bit here, because AEW in 2019, Double or Nothing took place at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada. First pay-per-view under the banner. The main event saw Chris Jericho defeat Kenny Omega in a match to determine which of the two would participate in a match to crown the first AEW World Heavyweight Champion. And immediately after the match, Jon Moxley made his AEW debut by attacking both men. Earlier in the night, Hanging Dick Adam Page won the first Casino Battle Royal to determine the other challenger for the world title match. And other notable matches on the card included Cody Rhodes defeating his brother Dustin in a bloody encounter, and the Balding Bucks defeated the Lucha Brothers to retain the AAA Tag Team Championship.
Shocker.
Hey, so I'm gonna go ahead, Chris.
I was just gonna say, I think the only thing I thought was, I guess, decent was Moxley's debut. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
And it was arguably when AEW was actually trying to be something different.
Mm-hmm.
And fast forward to 2025, I think they're 7 shades of dog shit now. So,
I'm on the contrary. I think that, for me personally, I love the Cody and Goldust match, with the exception of the Throne Smash.
Yeah.
I know Chris said that's a big deal for you, just simply for the fact of that I feel is where they started taking shots at WWE like that.
I'm not the biggest fan of Goldust, nor Dustin Rhodes as a person. I don't like his view on homeless people. I think he is a very self-centered douchebag. That being said, I think within the last year, I have rewatched that match, and it's okay. I don't really care for the blood stuff, man. I think I've been pretty vocal on that for the last better part of 2 years, and I just feel like when it's so overdone and you're so overstimulated by it, it's just like, okay, cool, they're busted open. Let's watch the other 7 matches that I could probably do the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I enjoyed that match, and
The embrace at the end was the best part of that match.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I personally enjoyed that match. I enjoyed most of the card. I don't like the balding bug. I mean, obviously for obvious reasons. But I thought most of that card was good. At the time, I didn't like Jericho winning the championship, but I understood why. They needed an established name that was like as close to a household name as you could get. I know Jericho's not a household name, but that was as close as they could get.
Right.
And then the Mox debut was perfect, and yeah, so. But that, if I'm not wrong, that was the show that they announced they got a TV deal working on TNT or whatever.
Yeah, at that point, yes. Yeah, and that's when they started Dynamite at that point. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Same year, 2019, former WWF World Tag Team Champion Rene Goulet passed away at age 86. And then finally, 2020, WWE taped both Raw and SmackDown from the Performance Center, Florida, which saw on the Raw taping Apollo Crews defeating Andrade to win his first championship in WWE, which was the United States Championship.
I remember that.
Yeah. Apollo Crews. I've always been intrigued by him throughout all these years. I'm glad he's still hired, even though, he's injured and all that. But I mean, that guy has so much untapped potential. And
My thing with Apollo is I feel like he does a really good job at evolving his character and trying something new.
Yeah.
His match with Big E was a lot of fun. I got to see that live in Tampa. That was the first.
Oh yeah, the Nigerian street fight. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first
Yeah.
WrestleMania back from COVID. So,
Yeah.
Obviously we had half capacity and everything, but I think that was a pretty underrated match that not a lot of people talk about.
Exactly.
Wasn't that WrestleMania where they started late because of the rain?
That was the day before.
The night one, yeah, they were night this year, yeah. And unpopular opinion, I actually liked his Nigerian Prince gimmick because he actually tried something. The accent was a little meh. He's
literally Obafemi light.
Yeah, exactly. He tried because Obafemi doesn't even have an accent, which I didn't realize.
Bro, hearing Obafemi talk normal is so fucking weird.
It was weird, exactly. But yeah, at least he tried something. It's unfortunate his big guy, the Commander Aziz guy, Papa Tunde, didn't work out. But I mean,
he didn't have any potential, in my opinion. All he had was size, and obviously we know how modern day wrestling fans treat giants. People can sit there and outrage over Omos as much as they want. Omos doesn't offer anything besides height.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Perfect. All right. And so that is your day in wrestling. So we have 2 birthdays here. We have very good birthdays here. Bo Dallas, 1990. Happy birthday to you. We'll get to him on SmackDown. Yeah, a very significant moment there. And then Sean, we're going to raise our ones because we got to give our happy birthday to the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. Happy birthday to you, man. Happy birthday to you. I know Chris has a different feeling, but we still acknowledge our Tribal Chief there. So happy birthday to you, Roman. And that's
hope your 17th vacation is going well.
Well, apparently, okay. So before we get into it, apparently Roman, they're making another Street Fighter movie, and Roman is runner up for one of the characters on Street Fighter, and it kind of fits his persona, and it's pretty cool. It's exciting.
All right.
So Monday Night Raw, I had to watch it later. I was in the middle of recording when it happened. But anyways, trying to find out where it was at. Oh, Tampa. No.
Tomorrow's Tampa.
Anyways, I don't know. It's not even pulling up where it was at. Damn you, Bleacher Report. Anyways, so Raw kicked off with Logan Paul, pretty much coming out there and calling out Jey Uso for the face to face. Logan Paul was like, kind of doing the false sense of camaraderie. Sorry, no, he didn't call out Jey Uso. He called out Gunther, and Gunther came out and pretty much was like, if you fuck around and you win this championship, I'm taking it personal because it's personal for me. And I'm going to beat the dog shit out of you. Ask Pat McAfee what happens to non-wrestlers.
Yeah.
And Logan was kind of stunned by that. Gunther just dropped the microphone. Walked out.
It was
like,
Greenville, South Carolina, by the way.
And he was like, you don't walk out on me. You don't turn your back on me. And Gunther just kept walking. And then we saw Jay come out, and him and Jay brawled for a moment. And Jay super kicked him. 4 letters, 1 word. Yeet. Yeah, so that segment was what it was. It was pretty good. Pretty good for the build-up. Our first match was Penta and AJ Styles versus Finn Balor and JD McDonough. And look, the seeds that are planted are ridiculous. Are fucking ridiculous. They just keep putting these seeds out there for a potential Finn turn. If you remember from the week prior, Dom didn't come out ringside. He didn't come out ringside this time either.
Right.
So yeah, there's seeds planted, and it's crazy. So real good match, real good breakdown. And then there was interference from our hottest luchador, the best luchador in the history of America, hailing from the Gulf of America, El Grande Americano. He grabbed Penta by the back of the mask. Crazy. Look. I didn't think that they were gonna pull this angle off, and I've never seen anything like it. He grabbed Penta by like the little thing on the little tassel on the back of his mask, pulled him down, looked at him, was like, "Wow!" Right in the forehead, and then that allowed Finn to get the roll up or to get the win on AJ.
I don't remember who did it, but there was a match. I believe it was Penta versus somebody. They had tied the back of his mask onto the ropes, and he had to rip it off himself to get out of it. I don't remember where or who did that, but I thought that was a pretty creative finish.
There was a moment in WWE where they started to do that, and I think they strayed away from it. But I know in AEW when he was fighting the Bucks, they had done that to him, and they had the Bucks had forced him to watch Ray get his mask ripped and then busted open. That's where they pulled out the thumbtack shoe and super kicked the dog shit out of Ray, and that was the cage match. But anyways, backstage, Paul Heyman told Jay that Braun Breaker is not looking to take his title, but he's just going to slow his momentum. He's going to hurt him. That's exactly what Paul said. He's like, he's going to hurt you. And then once either Jay, Logan Paul, or Gunther has the championship, it's only short-lived before Seth comes to take that title. So yeah, good match all around. Good segment all around. Bleach Report gave it an A. That's crazy. Next, we had our first Money in the Bank qualifier match of the night, and we had Natalya versus Roxanne Perez versus Becky Lynch. And look, the work that she is doing in NWA and on the Indies, Natalya, I would love to see that translate into WWE. Because she is a fucking animal. She's got another appearance. I can't remember where. I think it's in NWA again. And Natalya cut a promo and she said Natalya's not showing up. Natalya puts over everybody. Natalya loves to showcase the women, but you're getting Natty, and Natty doesn't give a fuck what you feel. And I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, dude, bring that side out in WWE, man. It's more vicious too. But anyways, so we had Natalia, Roxanne Perez, and Becky Lynch. Really good match, like solid.
Mhm.
I would say out of the matches that have been presented in the Triple Threat series for the Money in the Bank qualifying match, is my favorite.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't really care for in that match, I felt like Becky was just kind of calling out spots, and then the spots were kind of fucked up with her and Roxy.
Yeah.
But overall, I thought the match was pretty solid.
Yes.
That German suplex pop rock spot was probably my favorite of the whole match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And then we seen Roxanne pick up the win after Becky Lynch delivered manhandle slam to Natalia, and Lyra interrupted. So the feud's not over.
Good.
It's fine.
Yeah. So Roxanne is going to Money in the Bank. That's awesome.
Mhm.
I'm happy for her.
Yeah.
I think, dude, like they allowed Natalia to showcase,
That's what I was literally just gonna say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been saying it forever, dude. Every female that is in that ring in any company is because of Natalia.
Exactly.
Natalia is the veteran of all veterans, and I think that this opportunity with GCW has motivated her to do more, because before that, she had a pretty formulaic type work style, and now that she's been doing the NWA and GCW stuff, you see she's working a little bit more fluently, and she's getting really good spots in.
And she's working with a wide range of people nowadays with her dungeon. If you see it there, because we got to thank her and Tyler Breeze and Sean Spears for what
And
they've been
TJ.
doing lately with a lot of, and TJ, yes, and TJ. Oh yeah, that's right, he does it as well. They've been really kind of making sure that most of the talent that are on the roster right now are, still fresh and still ready to go in this case here, which is great to see. So shout out to all four of them.
Absolutely. I think one of my other favorite spots in the match, aside from the German suplex pop rocks, was the double sharpshooter. I do not like double moves. I'm just going to say that. I don't like double moves. I don't like double suplexes unless a big man's on it. I don't like a lot of the double moves, but she did it so fluently that it looked good.
There are two moves that I love seeing in a double format. The shell shock, as much as I fucking hate Ryback, I think is one of my favorite moves of all time, because I just love how it looks. And double choke slam from Kane or Taker and Big Show will forever just be fucking awesome.
Exactly. And I think with this double sharpshooter, it actually would have worked because of the fact that Roxanne's a tiny woman, so it's like you easily can do it with her and then whoever pair her up with.
Yeah, you couldn't do it with like a Charlotte and fucking Kiana James.
Yeah, because she tried it back in the Rumble with Mandy Rose and Lacey Evans in a match that didn't look that great, but I mean,
yeah, well, both of those women probably thought it was a gangbang, so
Heyo!
Cinema.
Jesus.
Tell me you don't tell lies.
You're not. Hey, and this is the first shots fired of the night.
Shots fired.
Jesus.
Sir, it's fine.
Schultz, but anyways, and we saw Seth Rollins in the back wearing this sick ass Seth Rollins chain.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was hot. I'm not much into.
You know who made that?
Who made that?
Vic Joseph's wife.
Oh, really?
Oh, Mackenzie. Okay, nice.
But yeah, it was fucking sick. And it had his logo on there, the Seth, and then the R at the top. And pretty much he was trying to be buddy with Logan Paul. He said, imagine you beat Jey Uso and then you beat Gunther, right? And then we can have our match, a callback from WrestleMania. What'd you think about that?
Who does this version of Seth Rollins sound like to you? Sounds like the Messiah, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Very much so. And one of the other takeaways from the match is that Roxy was getting a huge pop in South Carolina.
She was.
Oh yeah,
She was.
Which was awesome. So next week we had Sheamus versus Grayson Waller. Sheamus beat the dog shit out of Grayson Waller.
shout out to Austin Theory, bro. That man got a fucking monster pop from that crowd.
Yeah.
That he did. Everybody was cheering for Austin Theory, which is odd because you don't really get that out of a crowd.
So I was thinking about this, and I'm pretty sure I said it in the chat, but I think Triple H has been counting on that to happen for a while.
Yeah,
because it started with him doing the yeet thing, with Austin doing yeet backstage, and I think the slow burn interviews that you and I don't see, Sean, because of Netflix.
Yeah,
I see.
I think Triple H has been counting on that crowd to carry that reaction.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's like the same with Cross too. He's been waiting for them to react to him.
Cross is tricky because I feel like his social media presence is so odd to me because it's like, which direction is he trying to go with his character? Because like he was the heel and now he's sort of kind of the face. So it's like, how is that going to translate when he is brought on TV?
Very good. I don't know, but I'm hoping that it's good. But anyways, Austin Theory was outside the ring, and Grayson Waller tried to walk away, and Austin said, "Whoa, what are you doing? You're doing great. Get back in the ring, man." And Sheamus pulled him back in the ring. Yeah, Austin Theory was just having a great time. I loved it, and also Austin Theory's been showing a little bit more of a face side on social media. Yeah. He put out a video about not giving up and stuff like that, which was really good.
Austin's a really good dude, man. I've been following him since he was in Evolve. Austin's one of those guys who I feel is essentially like a Johnny Gargano. I mean, we had them together with The Way. But he's got all the passion in the world for the business. And I know he's like a John Cena super fan too behind the scenes. Yeah. So it's like, I'm curious to see, number one, when Triple H pulls the trigger, how well Theory can play to that face character. Because I think Theory could be a very likable babyface.
There you go. And breaking news, announcements for the men's Money in the Bank tomorrow. So one triple threat match. We have Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn versus Seth frickin' Rollins. And then the other triple threat match, Chad Gable versus Dragon Lee versus Penta.
Damn it! I was hoping that they put Cross in.
They're not going to do something.
Okay, well, at any rate, two really good matches. But at any rate, Sheamus picked up the win. And after the match, they had a pre-taped interview with Michael Cole and Pat McAfee where they were talking to Tyrese Halbert. I don't give two fucks about that. About who that is. I don't know who that is.
WWE is playing this NBA thing to perfection. It's so fucking good. I don't give two fucks about basketball, but I absolutely love that Triple H and WWE are playing into this so well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're making the best of it. So they revealed that the Indiana Pacers are going to be a part of the DLC content for 2K25 in the Duncan Destruction Pack. Look, I'm going to be honest here. As somebody who plays 2K25, I don't want it. And I know many people don't want it. There's so many people on social media that play 2K25 that don't.
I feel like with the roster that 25 has, I feel like it's really not that big of a deal.
The only reason why he's there is because of it's 2K, literally. Mm-hmm. So that's the only reason why he's there.
I mean, if they wanted to put in basketball players, right? They could have put in Karl Malone, Dennis Rodman, Shaq. I mean, because they've all been in the ring.
Rodman of all people, no.
Dennis Rodman worked for WCW.
No, I know that, but I'm saying, have you seen Dennis Rodman in 2025?
No, and I don't. I'm glad that I haven't.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, I can imagine. But anyways, I mean, they had the potential to do a callback. I mean, because they've done so many callback packs. But yeah, I mean, hey, it is what it is. I'm not gonna play with them. I might just put them. I might put each individual person in a match where I need to do a specific something.
You know that DLC is gonna be the Monster Abyss. So, oh my God, please!
That's right.
For the life of me, they better have his actual theme from TNA there. Oh my God.
From what when the pack comes out,
because he never debuted in WWE.
Yeah, I mean, and they have TNA with. Look, I would have much rather had a TNA pack where we got some of the guys that have worked in TNA crossover into the game. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. We can't always get what we want, and that's okay. So backstage, Sami Zayn
contract thing in there too, though.
Yeah, probably.
I feel like that's a big part of like not seeing TNA guys and girls, because Jordan was on her way out, and Joe Hendry is still under the TNA umbrella, technically speaking. So I mean, maybe it's a contract that 2K's like, we can't put non-WWE guys in this game.
That's true.
Maybe. I mean, that would be. I mean, I would have loved to see them put like a TNA, like make a pack that was like TNA Gold, and it had like some of the guys that are on the roster now, but their TNA form. So like AJ Styles, OG, let's get ready to fly AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Abyss, and then having some other guys that were on TNA.
Consequences Creed.
Consequences Creed, that would be a good one. That'd be a real good one. The Motor City Machine Guns, like TNA. Motor City, that'd be awesome. More like even like Kevin Nash and Booker T. Who knows? But anyways, so we got a few backstage segments where Sami Zayn said that he would have Jey Uso's back on Saturday Night Main Event by preventing Rollins and Breaker and Heyman from interfering on Paul's behalf. So Raw GM Adam Pearce asked Akira Tozawa if he really wanted the match against Rusev. They're hyping up Rusev to be destructible, which I love it, or indestructible. And then American Alpha entered and berated Akira Tozawa and pretty much asked, what about their spots, right? Like, what are they doing? So our next match was Rhea versus Kairi Sane versus Zoe Stark, and look, this match, Zoe Stark suffered a nasty knee injury. She went to do a springboard leg drop that she does every single match, and she had a bad landing. We don't know the extent of the injury. At least they haven't put anything out yet, but the slow motion of it looked really bad. And so, hope that she gets better soon. My issue with this, go ahead.
Really quick, I was just going to say I want to hold myself accountable for reacting emotionally on it. I made it very apparent to you guys in the chat that I don't really care for Zoe's work style because I feel like she works too fast, and that Money in the Bank really soured me on how she works. That being said, I never wish harm on any talents, and Zoe is a very likable person, and she's a great talent, and I hate to see somebody get that hurt to the point of where everybody has to stop what they're doing, because she didn't deserve that, and I apologize for reacting the way that I did.
Larry, like I said, water under the bridge. I understand. No problem.
We're all human. Yeah. We're all human, and we like what we like, and we dislike what we dislike. That's all right, man. Anyways, I think the only thing that I had a problem with is that they announced Kairi Sane before the match, and I would have much rather have them be like, hey, a fill-in mystery opponent, right, and then have Kairi come out as a surprise return.
Counterpoint to that. Dirt sheets.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
dirt sheets.
They would have They would have ruined that immediately.
Yeah, they ruined a return last night. But at any rate, the match was really good, even when it was 1-on-1 with Kyrie and Rhea. I think that they're trying to get Rhea's momentum back by having her in the showcase with in Money in the Bank.
Mm.
She wins it
again.
I don't think she's not winning it. I think she's just there for just be star power in that Money in the Bank.
Yeah. But anyways, a really good match. It ended abruptly. I feel Kyrie went up for the elbow. I can't remember if she connected or not. But then out of nowhere, Rhea just got up and did the whatever fucking finishing move is. Riptide. She did Riptide and finished the match. So it felt like it ended abruptly. And the match was okay itself. Bleach Report gave it C+, but yeah, whatever.
I feel like the rating is just completely unfair for that match.
Yeah, exactly. So next in our main event, we had Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker. And look, one of the things that I really enjoy with Jey coming out in the crowd now as champion is he's interacting with the crowd, right? Like more than he did before. We see him grab kids that are like wherever he's going to stop and pick them up, and then they eat with them. That's super awesome. It's really cool to see that. And I know like he made an entrance. I think it was maybe WrestleMania or Backlash, but he came down the ramp and there was this kid that had a sign that said that he beat cancer essentially, and he was wearing a Jey Uso beat cancer shirt, and then Jey actually got to interview the kid online, so that was really cool. And the kid is super optimistic. He reminds me of what is that kid? Hunter?
Honor?
Yeah, it reminds me of Hunter.
Yeah.
So
what a beautiful soul that
Connor Shakir.
Yeah, that's right.
But yes, it was awesome. Anyways, dude, Braun Breaker, that fucking guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's another animal, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute animal. But Jey was holding his own, which I think that a lot of times when we look up at these match cards that they're putting Jey in, I personally find myself being like, there ain't no way. There ain't no way Jey's beating Braun Breaker. But then I'm like, oh yeah, he's champion. He has to. Like, at that point, there has to be some kind of wonky finish.
Yeah, I figured this was the case because you're not gonna pin the champ, you're not gonna pin Breaker. It's gonna end in some sort of shenanigans, which I expected with these two. Yeah.
So Jey, dude, it was a really good back and forth, man. Like those two beat brought it to the day. We'll put it down, and we seen Seth come in the ring and attack Jey, and then so it was a beat down. And we saw Sami Zayn come out in the ring once again. Sammy's doing his thing, and then we saw Punk come out
to one of the loudest reactions I've ever fucking heard on a regular Monday Night Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ!
Anybody who is shitting on Punk and saying he's not over, you're not listening to the crowd. Right.
And you know what's crazy? And I said this on Monday when it happened. I said, I don't want to keep bringing up Tony Khan here, but I think it's important to acknowledge the biggest fumble of that man's career wasn't Cody, wasn't Jade. It was CM Punk. Because Punk, regardless of my feelings of him 10 years ago to 2021, has the ability to get over like nobody else gets over. That man had an entire fucking arena in Greenville. Was that South Carolina or North? South Carolina. Singing his song is just fucking insane to me.
Even after the music stuff.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, who is doing that right now? Nobody. Maybe Cody. Maybe Randy. That's it.
Yeah. But yeah, it was awesome. And then when everybody cleared the ring and Jay was in there on his own, he turned around and Logan Paul knocked him out. So that would be a setup for Saturday Night Main Event that happened.
Can I say this about Logan? My
go ahead.
favorite thing about Logan Paul and his presentation since he has been on the roster, I love the off-camera knockouts.
Yeah.
They look so fucking good. Like when I think it was, I don't remember who he knocked out. I want to say it was Seth, and then Randy Orton got him with the RKO in the Elimination Chamber.
Oh yeah.
Christ, man.
Yeah, that was really good, man. You know, and the sad thing is, man, is Logan gets a lot of heat for being a YouTuber, but that man, he's never had a bad match. He gets
a lot of heat because of the person he is and the crypto shit and all that nonsense.
But he's dedicated to the business, though. He really wants to, make it work. I respect that from him a lot, and that outweighs anything. I don't care really what he does, as long as he doesn't get himself into too much trouble. I'm fine with that. If he's in the ring there and he's playing his role, which he's doing very well, I'm okay with that with Logan. Honestly,
absolutely. I think I enjoy his body of work that he's doing now, and I don't care what his personality is outside the ring because I haven't paid attention. I just know I've read headlines. What I've read, I say good. Like the Japan thing was really shitty thing to do. But that was that was fucking so long ago.
And here's my thing about that, man. Obviously, you know my stance on the unaliving situation and just talking about that stuff, right? He donated $250,000 to that prevention and apologized. What more does he have to do for people to stop holding that over his head?
Die. That's what it has to be.
Pretty much.
Which is shitty because that's the culture we live in now.
Yeah.
But at any rate, that was Monday Night Raw. Before we move on, man, I saw this video and I think I shared it to you guys of Montez. I've never seen a video package outside of WWE that Montez has put together.
He put one together before the TLC, I believe. It was in like his weight room or whatever. And I believe it was after somebody cut a promo about him talking about the grills and the jewelry and everything, and he had the fur coat on. Montez Ford is special. And I would love to see something like that out of his partner, Dawkins, because I think Dawkins has a lot of personality too.
Yeah.
But Montez, he's special. He's very good at what he does.
Yeah. Pretty much, it was him after the Elimination Chamber hyping himself up, and it was
at TLC.
At TLC, the TLC match, and and it was a split ego where it was like he was looking to a mirror and he was like, I did it. And then like his alter ego was like, that you showed them who we are. Right. And I think it might be a little play onto what happened on Smackdown. Because it's pretty big what happened on Smackdown. But at any rate, that is Monday Night Raw. I'm going to jump off here while Chris and JR cover NXT.
Oh God, I can't wait to talk about this fucking show.
Yeah, I finally watched it yesterday. I can see what you mean by the first half there. Yeah.
So before we start talking about it, like you just mentioned, the first hour of this show was 12 packs of ass. I kind of felt like I was watching a Rampage show, to be honest with you.
Yeah. One
match that stood out in that first hour was obviously the Javon Evans match with Ashanti the Adonis and Sean Legacy. My browser is crashing. Hold on, I'm trying to. Adonisly hate this shit. Okay, here we go. Great back and forth, all three guys. I think it was probably one of the best matches I've seen on that brand in a minute. I don't know. I'm still very unsure about Ashanti. His character work is a little bit better than it has been. I don't really care about his ring work too much to really say, wow, yeah, he stands out to me. But I get why he was there. It makes sense.
Yep.
We had Ricky Saints on commentary. And in the middle of this match, Ethan Page came out and started beating him down. And I believe Javon dove outside of the ring on top of everybody. And I think he almost spiked himself, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
But Sean Legacy picked up the win.
I know.
I'm very happy for him. I don't like how he just kind of got left out of the upcoming North American title match, but I think the reason they went Ethan is because of them canceling Tuesday.
Well, I think. Well, we see it. I think in this case here, they want to just finish this Ricky Ethan thing once and for all before they put Legacy into that match there. Because
makes sense.
You'll see it later on in the promo with Ava there. You'll see. What they mean.
So then we have backstage. They're talking about Sean Legacy and him getting the title match for Evolve. She's pissed off about the Ricky and Ethan Page brawl. And she gives a congratulations to Tyra and Jasper, who officially signed their NXT contracts. So, Sean, I know you're pretty happy about LFG. I haven't watched the very last episode, but it looks like Jasper, Troy, and Tyra won.
I didn't watch it either. I haven't watched the final episode of LFG, but I'm definitely happy that Jasper won.
I'm happy that Jasper won. I'm not happy that Tyra won. I agree. Yeah. Anyway, but after they sign the contract, Tyra doesn't really say anything, and then Jasper's like, "I'm going to make a impact tonight." So we go to the Jordan Grace promo, talking about the free agents of 2024 being Julia, Stephanie, and Jordan, and they all signed at the same time with one goal in mind, and basically talks about how Stephanie said that she's been to Mexico, Japan, and around the world, and Jordan says, I've been there too. So that match, I think, is going to be a very special match for Jordan. I can't wait to see it live tonight, to be honest with you, because obviously a big Stephanie fan. But Jordan, I feel this might be one of her breakout performances. I mean, we know Jordan Grace can go.
Yep.
We saw that match with her and Roxy. That was pretty solid. So I'm excited to see what her and Stephanie do tonight. The Devil's Kiss on Jordan's going to be weird because she's got no ass, but
it's hey, still, all y'all going to be like,
respectfully, of course.
Respectfully. Yes.
And then we have Mrs. Ratchet Cheeks herself, Lola Vice, saying that she's going to be next for Stephanie's opponent if she wins, and then comes out JC Jane and Fallon getting into an argument of who should be the next contender, setting up for Lola Vice and Fallon Henley later on that night.
I'm kind of scared. I haven't seen Jasmine Nix in the last few weeks here.
I think either she's injured or that whole social media debacle thing kind of fucked her over.
Yeah, we'll see.
Then we had Trick Williams' rap performance, and in my opinion, was probably one of the worst things I've ever seen on fucking NXT television. I love Trick Williams.
Yeah,
but I love Trick, but I think this is arguably one of the worst things I've ever seen put on television.
You haven't seen Hit Row? Remember they tried to rap?
Dude, that was bad. Yeah, that was pretty fucking bad.
Although I saw Maxine dance though with that, I'm like, okay.
Then we go back to the locker room. Joe Henry says that the gloves are off while he's strumming his guitar. Then we had a nice little backstage segment talking with Josh Briggs, saying that he wishes that Inamura was here. And that sets up for Sean Spears and Josh Briggs. I thought this was a pretty decent match. I love seeing Sean Spears get a win. and he's going to have a match tonight. So excited for that.
I think you guys get that's the pre-show, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe you're right. Yeah,
it would have to be, because I don't think you're gonna put that in the main card. Whatever.
Honk, fucking honk! My God. Then we had Zarya and Zolruka talking backstage with Kalani Jordan, and I believe it was Kalani and Zarya for the number one contendership. Then Thea Hale is seen with a Band-Aid above her eye. I think she might have gotten like surgery or not surgery, but maybe her eye dilated or something. I don't know what the bandage was about. But, so Jada Parker comes out back and knocks out Thea with her assets. And I believe she said to Tatum, she's like, "Oh, I understand." And she's like, "Really?" She's like, "Nah." Just kind of crashes her and walks away. And in my opinion, this tag match should have never fucking happened. We had OTM returning against Kale Dixon and Uriah Connors. Listen, Uriah Connors is great. Kale Dixon is not. And the fact that they were trying to do the Chase U stuff was really, really bad.
I didn't pay attention to this match, to be honest with you. I was washing dishes. That
I felt so bad for Andre because I know Andre is very passionate about what he does. And seeing how the crowd didn't give two shits about this match was really bad.
Yeah.
But OTM got the pinfall after a really nice spine buster. Then we had Obafemi and Miles Bourne go back and forth, and I thought this was a pretty good promo. Femi saying that it's not a Disney movie and you're not going to get the happy ending that you deserve. And when Miles Bourne walks off, here comes Jasper Troy to knock the block off of Obafemi.
All right.
I saw some people talking online about Jasper saying that it might be way too soon to put him in this position. I think if done right, it could be really good because Jasper is a fucking presence. I just worry that he's nowhere near on the level of being in the same ring as Obafemi.
No.
But yeah, I believe that was the first hour. Like I said, just absolutely abysmal first hour for NXT. Then we had Ricky Saints and Ethan Page arguing back and forth. Can't wait to watch. My kid wasn't feeling well last night. We're going to watch it today. Saturday night's main event, or I'm confused?
No. So that's my friend Susie. I think she's talking about NXT. TW app, maybe?
Gotcha.
YouTube, I think they have webs.
Cool. It was a nice little argue back and forth. Ava basically shut them both up and saying that you're going to have another title match that's going to happen Tuesday. And then Shawn Legacy is going to face whoever wins out of that. So
there you go. So there's your Shawn Legacy part there. Yeah.
Then we had a Tony D promo. It was okay. It wasn't bad by any stretch of the imagination. I love the premise of this story.
Cool.
Chat. Okay. I love the premise of the story with Tony D and Stax. I just want the whole Don family thing to just be done and over with. I want to see Rizzo on TV more. I want to see her get matches. Because I think she played that innocent, bystander for the family pretty well, and she's not bad in the ring by any means. So, I think my focus is just more on wanting Rizzo to compete than it is on Tony D and Stax right now.
Yeah.
Then we had Fallon Henley and Lola Vice. This was a hard-hitting match. I'll give Lola props for where props is due. She sold pretty well. I don't think her getting a win over Fallon Henley is good for Fallon because I feel like Fallon does nothing but put over. But I understand the Fallon and JC Jane split happening so it makes sense, I guess. Whatever. Lola still really doesn't do much for me, so I really don't care.
Yeah. Next.
Yeah. Then we had a sit-down interview with Kelly Kincaid and Stephanie, talking about her tryout in 2018 and how it didn't go well. And then she kept grinding and going to Mexico, going to Japan, and doing all the things that she was doing to get where she is now. And she said that this is going to be her toughest opponent. Which, I think that's pretty fair to say because Julia is her greatest rival, in my opinion. But toughness, I would definitely say Jordan Grace belongs in that conversation.
Yeah.
Now, the question is, do you put Jordan over and call up Stephanie, or do you let Stephanie hold a little bit longer and put over somebody like either Jordan or Jada Parker or somebody?
So, see, the NXT Women's Division is in a very unique spot because much like with the men's division, they're in a flux as well because we don't have like an established major heel and a major face there. It's always been kind of like, we know who the major face is and the major heel is.
Yep.
We know Stephanie's a major face here, and then but Jordan Grace is the same thing essentially. So it's like, I don't think you call up Stephanie right away because I think in this case here you have to have strong presence in the women's division.
Yep.
So I think in this case here she can probably stay there for a little while longer, maybe until next year. To be honest with you,
I was gonna say till next WrestleMania, build up that division.
Exactly. Like I don't think we bring up. You don't want to bring in those guys right away there because you signed what? You signed Jordan, Stephanie, Julia, and essentially Zarya in this case here. So it's like
Zarya is a unique talent too because you essentially start her from the ground up and build her character, and I think her and Sol Ruka are doing awesome.
Exactly. So that's the point. It's like with Zarya, it seems like she could be the next big heel thing because it's eventually going to turn into like Zarya versus Sol Ruka at some point.
Right.
So it's like, I don't think you want to call up. I don't think you want to have Jordan winning here. Maybe have Stephanie win by like a fluke win, and then maybe you could keep that rivalry with her and Jordan for a little while longer, and then at that point you bring in that next heel for the women's side. So then that way you can have Stephanie put her over in that case there. So
then we had a Dark State vignette, and in my opinion was one of the most badass vignettes I've seen in quite a while in a state. Bless you.
Nice.
Sugars, again, man, I can't say enough good things about that man, but all four guys looked really, really good in that vignette. I can't wait to see them hold gold. I'm not a big fan of talent getting rockets like that. Bless you again.
I'm good. Yeah.
I don't really care for people getting the rocket right away sometimes, depending on the talent. But I think Dark State is in a really good position to where that rocket won't hurt anybody.
No, this is a slow burn with them. They're eventually they're going to win the tag titles because I can't see Hank and Hank holding it for half a year. To be honest,
Christ, please no more.
Yeah, please. Can we bring the titles? Give the titles to Cullen for all I care. For the time being. No.
Zarya and Kalani was up next. Very good match, I thought. Kalani proves that she can adapt to anybody's style in that ring. I think she's a very fun talent to watch, and I think her being with Carmelo and doing the same type of style in ring helps her a lot too. Because I'm sure he's there to help coach her and talk her through some of her spots. So shout out to Kalani. My hope is by summertime we start seeing new faces, or at least start seeing a little bit more development in the women's characters and the men. I would love to see Lash Legend on TV now that you fucked over Metaphor. Same with Noam Dar. But this was a great match. Kalani is going to be facing
So
Sol Ruca tonight.
Yep.
So the official card for Battleground is Sol Ruca and Kalani. Hank Tank and Josh Briggs against the Culling. I think Josh Briggs being in that match is really fucking random.
Yeah.
Tony D and Channing Lorenzo, Stephanie Jordan, Oba and Miles, and then Joe Hendry and Trick Williams is the official card.
Yep.
Then we had the Joe Hendry concert, and my God, I have never laughed so hard in my life at a concert because
let's bring out the one that I was laughing at the most when he brought out that old footage of him and Carmelo, and then they superimposed Dexter Loomis instead of, and it's Joe Hendry instead, and then Trick's like,
so good. There was my favorite line, and this is I think Joe is just so good at what he does. He said, the line is "Whoop that trick, whoop that trick." Everybody else said "Mello's bitch." Oh
yeah.
my God. So I think we're gonna get a Mello appearance tonight. I think Trick Williams is gonna win the title.
You think you can win the title? Okay. Right.
Only because of what I said about Mike Santana.
Oh right, yes, yeah, because you want to hype up Mike Santana to possibly be the champion there.
Yeah. And what better way to like put eyes on Mike's work than to have Trick Williams as the champion?
Yeah.
So they got into a little bit of a brawl. Trick went to go for the trick shot, and Joe got him with a nasty fucking guitar shot.
Yeah.
And everybody, I don't know why this was a talking point, but people were bitching about Joe Hendry's finish. And
it's a big choke slam.
Well, so it wasn't the choke slam, it was because of how long it took. And a lot of people that were countering that talking point was like, if you look on the mat, there was a spike off of the guitar sticking up in the middle of the mat. That's why he had to adjust where he put him.
Oh, I did not realize that part. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's safety first. There you go.
They want everything to be like AEW, bro, where we're just putting spikes in people's backs.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that was NXT for the night. Again, like I said, it wasn't the best show ever put out. They got they mollywopped AEW again. So
yep, that 1 week of them beating NXT was short-lived.
LOL.
Damn.
Yeah. Alas. But anyways, JR, would you like to cover Smackdown?
Absolutely. We had a very, very high-profile Smackdown, which we will get to in this case here, coming from Savannah, Georgia, in the End Market Arena. We start off hot with a Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre literally getting into a brawl right away. So obviously that continues on. And then we had the champ there, the women's champion, Miss Tiffany Stratton, coming out there, just basically hyping up her win over Nia, and basically saying that it doesn't matter who wins Money in the Bank, they're not that's going to be tough for whoever wins. And then Alexa Bliss comes out, basically says that she wants nice to meet you finally, and she basically says that what. I've cashed in on Nia too, but the difference is that I actually like Nia and I don't know you. Which then brought out Charlotte Flair, basically hyping herself that she hasn't won Money in the Bank yet. So get that little segment there, and then Tiffany makes this nice little comment. Char, you're a low key giving hypocrite. I mean, you were the one saying cashing in to win the title was the easy way out. So what are you doing out here trying to qualify? And to be honest, you two are a little vintage for me. Y'all were the standard, and I'm the upgrade. And whether you like it or not, for as long as I'm champion, it's always going to be Tiffy time. I like that little dig there. Not too bad. Which then brought out the newest SmackDown recruit, Julia, which had a little stare down with Miss Tiffany Stratton there. I'll tell you, that entrance is going to get a lot of more reaction later on as she keeps entering.
I want to say this about Julia, man. I think there are very few wrestlers in the entire industry that have a presence. You know, we talk about Undertaker, we talk about Kane, we talk about Cena, but for women, I think it's really hard to get that kind of presence. And with the presentation that Jesus Christ, sorry, my monster almost fell. With the kind of presence that Julia brings in, you can see why she got called up before Stephanie. And that's not a knock at Stephanie, because in my opinion, Stephanie in ring work is a lot more solid than Julia's. But Julia's presence in that ring is just undeniable.
Yeah, exactly. Which then led to the first of the qualifier match for the night. We had Julia versus Charlotte Flair versus Zelina Vega. Time. Yep, indeed there. To be honest, it looked a little sloppy at times because you could tell these three have never worked with one another. So it kind of looked slightly. It's just a slight, but then it kind of picked up, I would say, about a couple minutes after that. But yeah, good all around between all three women there.
And I feel like I feel like the communication wasn't there right away about maybe how they wanted to start that match with Julia.
Oh yeah.
Because Charlotte's kind of one of those talents who doesn't call out her spots like Becky obviously does. I feel that Charlotte just wants to let the talent work.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just need to call your spots.
Exactly. It ended with Charlotte Flair getting the figure 4 on Zelina, but then Julia stomped on Charlotte's knee, taking her out of the ring, which then led to the Northern Lights bomb. And congratulations to Julia. She is heading to Money in the Bank, joining Alexa Bliss and Roxanne.
And bravo to Zelina for selling that fucking bomb, bro.
Yeah. She sold that big time there. So so she joins Rhea Ripley, Roxanne Perez, and Alexa Bliss at the time. So good, congratulations to her. We then had a Tommaso Ciampa promo there. See if I can get my Tommaso Ciampa voice here.
Ever since we came to Smackdown last year,
sounds like
Ratspear.
Oh, ever since we came to this territory division into the best of the planet, the Street Profits, they hold the gold. And every time we take a step forward, I can feel Motor City machine guns breathing down my neck. You always tell you always like to tell everybody we're your favorite tag team's favorite tag team. Talk about a couple of egotistical psychopaths, sociopaths, and it's not that enough. We got these young rookies like Francie coming in and adding to the delusion. Nathan Frazier going on social media shouting for the mountaintops. Alex Shelley, he believed in me. Oh, Chris Sabin, you were my hero. After that brutal TLC match we had a month ago, one thing's for certain, something needs to change. That change begins tonight when I take on Chris Sabin one-on-one. And I promise you this match, when the entire story is done, you're looking at your 3-time WWE Tag Team Champions of DIY.
Tommaso, bro, I swear to God, is so good on that fucking microphone. It's disgusting.
Absolutely insane there. Absolutely insane. We then had Zelina Vega running into a very salutable Chelsea Green there, who had like a few inches
brother,
above her. For
that camera angle was just...
Yeah, exactly. There was a little bit of a brawl with Me, Chin, and B-Fab, which led to a match later on with the Secret Her Service and B-Fab and Me, Chin. Second match of the night was Chris Sabin versus Tommaso Ciampa. And solid work there with these two, as expected. You know, Chris Sabin being a former TNA heavyweight champion, of course, and then Ciampa being a former NXT champion. Always, you know that they can do very well together. And then we had a surprising return, the first surprising return of the night, of Candice LeRae. So Candice LeRae interfered. He hit Sabin there, and then Ciampa hit him with the very devastating running knee to Chris Sabin and got the win. So Tommaso Ciampa with a rare singles win on
there's two people
in the division, bro.
There's two people in this in WWE that I think have the most devastating knee. Ciampa being one of them, and Trick Williams having that second one. The trick shot is just nasty as fuck.
So with the trick shot, I think it needs to be set up right for me to agree. My favorite trick shot that he did was the one at Deadline when they were rushing his pinfalls.
Yeah.
Whose back did he jump off of? Was that Dijak's back? He did that too.
He was jumped up the Dijak. Yeah,
bro, that shit was crazy.
Take that stupid shove message off. All right, but yeah, Candice LeRae with DIY. So looks like she's back with them. That's great. Good to see Candice back, and she's got a role once again, so it's good for her. Byron Saxton then talked with Fraxium, basically hyping up their tag team title match later tonight. So good to see that there. We then had another brawl with Priest and Drew McIntyre, hyping up their steel cage match for tomorrow night for the Saturday night's main event. Solo Sikoa then wants to have a conversation with Jacob Fatu, and then basically telling him and JC to get on the same page. Jacob says, "Fine, whatever. Move on. I don't want to say the line. Yada, yada. I mean,
no breaks. Yada, I
he
mean."
didn't say that. He didn't say that, thankfully. So, we then had Charlotte Flair walking by herself. Alexa Bliss is talking to herself, saying, "Yeah, exactly. We be friends because when we don't, nobody knows." Yep. But she was actually talking. Oh, okay. Well, she was talking to Lily, and Alexa says, "Okay, well, I'll see you on Money in the Bank." Oh, sorry. I guess I won't. So, Alexa Bliss with a little shot there, a little tiny shot there. We then had our next match here: the Secret Her Service of Alba Fire and Piper Niven versus B-Fab and Mi Chin. And solid for what it was worth here between these four here. Zelina Vega helps the two out there by attacking Chelsea Green, and then B-Fab uses a finisher, a little unique neck breaker, and for the first time ever, congratulations to B-Fab, her first ever victory in WWE at long last. So congratulations to her. Well done. Well done.
I said that shit after that match, bro. I think nobody has improved more than B-Fab. She is fantastic.
She's great. She is very good. You can tell that she's determined to, wants to be part of that program, wants to, get higher up there. So good for her. Good for her. We then had Byron Saxton then talking with the Street Profits. Basically, they once again hyping up their match with Fraxium later tonight. And then we had an interesting segment here with Santos Escobar having a sit-down conversation with Los Garzas. He's basically saying that we're familia and that Berto still was like, didn't want to be a part of it, but he says he kind of begrudgingly said, "Okay, fine, we are family and we will take care of business." And we find out that they will be competing at Worlds Collide in a 6-man tag team match with let me see if I can pronounce these names: El Helio, Dr. Wagner Jr., Psycho Clown, and Pagano. And we found out that Worlds Collide is going to be free on YouTube. So, yeah, we watch it.
Bro, that Psycho Clown dude, he looks so fucking cool. I love his style.
Psycho Clown is awesome. Dr. Wagner Jr. is great, too.
Hey, JR, after you read SmackDown, you got to check your Twitter DM.
Okay, cool. I'll check it out after. All right, cool.
Jesus.
We then had our fourth match here of Rey Fenix and Jimmy Uso versus Jacob Fatu and JC Mateo there. For what it's worth, it was pretty solid there. I liked there was a camera angle that they had with Jacob Fatu and Rey Fenix, where it was like a one-shot that looked brilliant, absolutely brilliant there. I love the fact that Rey Fenix is still being, highlighted a lot, which is great. I mean, it's I think he's opening up a lot of eyes, and I like the fact that he's getting this exposure, which is great. Chris. Yeah.
This match I thought was one of the most fluent matches I've seen in a very long time. There was no spot that I rolled my eyes at, because I've made my opinion known about Phoenix in the past. He has grown on me a lot. Sean, we got a bot in the chat.
Yeah. I'm taking care of it.
That spot where he did the Adios Amigo on
Solo.
Who did he hit that on? Oh yeah, on Solo. And to the Hurricane Rana. My God, dude. Phoenix is so fucking good.
He's really good there. We then it ended with Jimmy Uso getting the tour of the islands from Mateo, and Mateo gets his 2-0 in his
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Cobb, bro. I've never watched anything outside of what he's doing. I know of him. I know enough about him, but I told him on Twitter last night, I said, dude, you have been a breath of fresh air on that roster.
Yeah, he's a really good breath of fresh air. Good for him, for Jeff Cobb.
If you haven't seen his work, watch his work as Monster Matata and Luchon Brown. It's phenomenal. And if you haven't watched that, check it out because it's great. It's just without any promos, like it's just Jeff Cobb, like stripped down with a mask on, fucking people up. It's great.
There you go. Perfect. We then had Byron Saxton talking with LA Knight. Basically, he's hyping up his triple threat later on for between himself, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Aleister Black. We then had a promo with R-Truth there saying, you know what? Basically, he's just hyping up his match for John Cena. Last night, he said, so Saturday, we say it again. If Cena wins, we riot. What's up? So, yeah. That's a little dig there. I like that. We then get the announcement of the next women's qualifying match. I believe this is the last one on the women's side. It'll be Jade Cargill versus Naomi versus Nia Jax.
God.
I said this a couple of weeks ago or maybe last week. I figured they were going to put Naomi and Jade together, and I think they're going to cancel each other out to whoever is third person. So, I mean, I could be wrong because it possibly could be Naomi ladder match. You know, I mean, we'll see. It's going to be a hard hitting with those three for sure, with Naomi, Jade, and Nia there. So, and then speaking of Money in the Bank qualifying matches, we have Aleister Black versus LA Knight versus Shinsuke Nakamura, and by God, I actually love this triple threat match. I actually love this triple match. Well done to all three there. I love that they gave Aleister and Shinsuke a lot of time together. Like they literally were, it almost looked like they were in a karate movie, like an action movie. It was really cool to see with those three. It ended with Black hitting the Black Mass on Shinsuke Nakamura, but Knight tosses out Aleister Black and steals the victory. So yeah, protects Aleister Black. Unfortunately, Nakamura had to take the pin, which is fine. But hey, he still gets highlighted there. And hey, LA Knight wins. He's now in the Money in the Bank.
This is the most motivated I've seen Nakamura in a match in a long ass time.
Yeah,
I think
he was really well.
Black really shined in this match, and Nakamura got a lot of really good heater spots.
Yeah.
I don't want to be too harsh when I say this on LA Knight. He needs to change up something. I don't know what it is exactly. I just feel like he's more or less been the same character since he's debuted on the main roster. It's not a bad thing.
No,
you know
I understand.
I just feel like something about his character, it's just like, okay, it's the same complaint I have about Fatu's promos.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I don't need to hear the same type of shit every single week. And
just a slight twist. It's like
just change something up.
Yeah. You know what? He would do better if he was on Raw, to be honest with you. So I think if they do a draft, move him to Raw, he would just shine there, to be honest. But anyways, he's going to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Carmelo Hayes was watching. He basically says that he's happy to see Aleister Black drop the ball. And then Miz announces that he has a qualifying to Melo that he was given the option by Nick Aldis to choose either himself or Melo to be in the Money in the Bank qualifier, and he chose Melo. And so Melo is in the Money in the Bank qualifying match against who? We will find out. We get a video package of Jey Uso and Logan Paul. And then we also get the announcement that the Zelina Vega would defend her Women's United States Championship against Chelsea Green at Saturday night's main event. We then had the Timu Bloodline run into Nick Aldis, where Nick basically announces that, oh, Jacob, by the way, you're in a qualifying match next week. So, and then Jacob kind of laughs at Solo there. He's like, hey, I could be in the match. Who knows? We then had a Bianca Belair vignette, which was very intriguing to see. Which we find out very good. Yeah, very good in this case here. And apparently she's coming back next week. So apparently she's recovered from that very nasty finger injury we saw there from WrestleMania. So very quick heel there. So yes, she's going to be in her hometown of Knoxville, Tennessee, because that's where they're going to be next week. Which we then find out that Jacob's up and Carmelo Hayes' third opponent will be Andrade in the Money in the Bank qualifying match. And we know the chemistry between Melo and Andrade. You add Jacob to that, oh boy, we're gonna have some fireworks.
I want to say this really quick about that Melo Miz segment. They have been a roller coaster with my outlook on how their chemistry has been with each other, but I think that line where he's like, "I chose you to take my spot" line really hit me because I'm like, damn, bro, like Miz is in that version of himself where I think sky is the limit for him and Melo, and whenever that turn officially happens, it's gonna be fucking awesome. No pun intended.
Absolutely. We'd also get the announcement that John Cena will be there at SmackDown next week as well. So he will be in Knoxville, Tennessee, which will be, what's the number there, Chris? Is it going to be
so right now 23.
23. Okay, so this week
Friday will be 22.
22. Thank you. Okay, thank you. So you know the count there. Thank you. Okay, great. And then we had our main event, very solid and then emotional at the end there for all three of us because of certain circumstances, but we will get to that. We had the Street Profits defend the championships against Fraxium. Hey, you know what? I mean, just give a shout out to all four of them. Well done.
I fucking love tag team wrestling.
I love it too. Yes, I love double E. Sorry.
Can we talk about that new entrance for Fraxium, man?
Yes.
I love that new entrance. I don't give two shits what this dumbass community says. I love
it too. I love it too. Like what? Like how are you gonna hype him up? Give him pyro. You give him pyro. You're hyping the guy up already. In this case here, and I love it. It's the kind of like the Dudley's bomb thing, but it's like a meteor crashing it in this case here. So good on them. They because remember their old theme was basically a mix of their two, but now they have one theme together. So it's like, I shout out to them. Good job, good stuff there with their entrance.
One theme to the mo.
Yeah. Once again, Street Profits still have that little chat there. So good for them having that. But the match itself, great chemistry. We know they had chemistry already between these four, but it was good stuff there between all four. And then some shenanigans happened at the end there. So first off, we had DIY coming out, trying to interfere in the match there. Motor City Machine Guns then went out there to make the save there for the match there. And just as Montez Ford was about to do his frog splash to Axiom, the lights went out, and surprise, surprise, the Wyatt Six made their return at long last. And Ford was like, okay. So he just
Ford's reaction was great.
And, I think was Dexter Loomis. Oh no, he didn't leave. Dexter Loomis just jumped up and literally attacked Ford, and then everybody started attacking. All the members started attacking all the guys out there. Nikki Cross, attacked Candice LeRae. So long storytelling there with Candice and Nikki there. And it ended with Gacy giving the power bomb of Loomis to Ford. Uncle Howdy applies the mandible claw and then gets Johnny Gargano with the sister Abigail, and they pose. And then one more tidbit: there was a cake in the middle of the ring because it was actually Wyatt's 38th birthday on this past Friday there. So rest in peace.
I fucking lost him, man.
Right there, and that was a very emotional seeing them back, and I'm glad they're back. And let's go, man. That was SmackDown. Good stuff.
That was one of the best endings to a SmackDown I have ever seen, and probably one of the most beautiful tributes to somebody who passed away, especially it being his brother. And he says, "My life for yours."
Yeah.
Wow. Shout out to fucking Taylor, man. I don't know how you do that and be able to do that on television for your late brother. I mean, my brother's birthday's tomorrow, and losing a brother sucks. So
yeah.
Can't hear you, Sean.
Can you hear me now?
There you go.
Okay, I turned down one of the things. I'm messing with my sound stuff. Anyways, so I was watching SmackDown with my buddy Rusty, and he'd never seen. I mean, he follows wrestling not as heavy anymore as he used to. But we got to the Y6 stuff, and he was like, "So this is the Y6." Yeah, he had heard about it, and I was like, "Just heads up," because he's one of the guys that really likes the technical proficiency in wrestling. And I said, "Look, this group was put together not to be technical. Like they are there to create bedlam, and they're there to fuck people up." And I said, and that was about the time where like Nikki was on the apron, and she dove on Candace. And I said, "Look, perfect example, right?" And like for them to put Nikki in the group as a member when she had left Sanity, like it's a perfect spot for her to be in. And
God, Sanity, what a train wreck.
God, Sanity could have had so much potential, and I think that they were great in NXT Black and Gold. But then they got moved to the main roster, and Vince hates fucking tag team wrestling. So there's that. But anyways, yeah, I mean, it was really cool to be able to share that with them, and I thought that moment where Taylor said, "My life for yours was definitely really it hit hard." And then the video was online of Bray's son coming out dressed as the Fiend at home at the birthday party was just it hit hard. But we're gonna move on to Saturday Night Main Event. But I wanted to talk about something beforehand, and we didn't talk about this. But TNA Under Siege on Friday was great. The main event was awesome. It was Trick Williams and Kazarian versus Elijah and Joe Henry. And there was, dude, god damn. Okay, look, I haven't watched Joe Henry's work in TNA just because I haven't had the opportunity to, and I watched it on YouTube last night for Saturday Night Main Event. Like the pop that man got when he came out just off of a song is insane. Yeah. Absolutely insane. Phenomenal in the ring. I love the discord between Trick Williams and Kazarian, where Kazarian was like, "Fuck this, I'm leaving," and Trick is like, "What are you doing? Come back to the ring. Let's go." They got attacked on the There was a point where Elijah did a wrecking ball to the outside, and then everybody got up, and Joe Henry pretty much did an alley-oop to himself, like just ran and cleared the top rope over the top. Like I've never seen anything like it from a man that size, and I loved it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and you know what I'm also loving about TNA right now is this power struggle that they have Robert Stone as with Santino Marella. I am loving the fact that Robert Stone is back where he was at previously, and they're doing something very powerful with him.
Robert Stone is great. He's awesome.
He's such a good heel. It's so good. It's so crazy coming from when he was first Robbie E. And now this, it's just absolutely what he's doing there is absolutely outstanding there. But yeah, you're like I said, I watched it before Saturday Night's Main Event as well. It's good. It's a good show overall. There, yeah, some good stuff there. I love the name of Mustafa Ali's the Team Order 4. I like that because the theme song is just so badass. Yeah, some good stuff there.
I like the little segment that they had with Ariana Grace and Santino, where she said, "I want to team with you. I want to team with my father." And Santino's in the back. He's like, "I'm so proud. I'm ready to do this."
Yeah,
it was pretty damn fun. You know what? I forgot how great Santino really was.
Oh,
he's great. And I think a lot of times people get wrapped up that and saying like, comedy has no place in wrestling, but he's a perfect example of where it fits and how he does it great. And
I think the biggest thing with comedy stuff is I feel like Vince did it too much to where it just became stupid.
Yeah.
I think the funniest shit I've ever seen Santino do to this day was the snake charming with him and Jinder Mahal. That was the hardest I've ever fucking laughed at a Santino segment. That and the tea with Kozlov and Sheamus was pretty fucking great too.
Yeah. Oh, but the tea party. we have green tea. We have ginger tea. Oh,
welcome, Sheamus.
Sheamus.
Oh my god!
You like your tea dark or milky?
Santino was a top tier comedy character. Like,
oh my god, he's
top 3.
Like when he tried to do the Melina splits on the apron. And then he was at the back, and then I know you don't like him, but Goldust was his nurse. It's like,
I love a lot of his work, man. Especially, I mean, we harken on this all the time, but every time he would fuck somebody's name up, it just sent me rolling. Like, don't do much, John Cena. Just sent me over the edge, or the animal Batista. My hand.
You know who I think was a really good comedy character? Goldust, when he was doing the stuttering, was fucking.
Oh yeah, we talked about it. Sean and I talked about that.
Jesus.
Cock.
He's gonna be in the cat.
SHIT. Oh yeah.
dude, do that now from now on as a impersonation, man. That was great.
Cornbread.
Yeah. That like I didn't know you'd be such a.
Absolutely, Ryan said, "Jo, that's
Ryan.
perfect." Yes. But yeah, dude, I really enjoy Santino's work, and it gets better every time I see it, man. And so I'm excited to see what they continue to do with TNA.
He needs to rip out the Cobra again.
Yes,
I'm sure he will at some point. I'm sure he will.
Yeah. But we're moving on to Saturday night main event. It was in Tampa, Florida. Chris, you went, and I'll cover. I won't go too deep into the match, but I'll do a brief overview of the match, and then you can tell us what it was like in the crowd. So our first match was Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk, or Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins versus CM Punk and Sami Zayn, and that match was fucking chaos, dude. Punk came out, and like on TV, that's one of the loudest pops I've ever heard for him, ever, and so it was really, really cool. But yeah, there's a lot of back and forth, and we've seen everybody spill on the outside of the ring, and then Bronson Reed came. Bronson Reed
annihilated CM Punk.
Annihilated him. Just fucking, yeah.
Can I share you my experience with this match?
Yeah, go for it.
So, this was held in the USF Yuengling Center, and it's a basketball arena, right? So, I was really dehydrated because it's been like 90-something degrees for like better part of a month. And just having all that body heat in that arena, I was just like, bro, I really need a drink right now. So in the middle of this match, this is before things were picking up, the lines, bro, for getting a drink. And this is when people were in the arena, so nobody was out in the lines and shit. So here's how stupid this fucking arena is with drinks. Every single drink comes in a bottle. They have to open the bottle and put it in a fucking cup, and then you pay for it. So there's like easily 30 people in front of me, right? So every single one of those people, if they had more than one drink, open, pour in a fucking cup. So I missed the entire CM Punk match.
Oh, no.
Most of the Chelsea and Zelina match.
Oh, that's how it is in Baltimore. That's how it is in Baltimore, man. At the PNC Arena, dude, and it sucks because it's either like I'm gonna miss a match or I'm gonna have to get a drink before the show or at intermission, and it's dumb.
So I missed the Bronson return. I missed CM Punk's comebacks. I missed like 90%. No, probably the whole match.
Jesus.
But
so
the entrances were fucking insane. Seth got a monster pop. All the dogs were barking for Braun. Sammy got a decent pop, but CM Punk, man, Jesus Christ.
That was superstar elite level. No pun intended.
Yeah, and you know, and the crazy thing is last weekend for the past few weeks, I definitely thought Sammy was going to turn, and I made it very vocal on the show. I was like, you know, I feel it's going to turn, and they gave us a swerve. They gave us a massive swerve, especially because like Bronson never went on social media and said he was clear whatsoever, which is odd because Bronson is like active as fuck on social
good.
media.
So the
Yeah.
Chiefs don't get shit. Thank God.
And
Yeah.
that's why I said the Kyrie Sane thing was smart, because it's the community bitches about things getting leaked, and then the community bitches when WWE says that people are returning. So it's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah. So Bronson came in and did a crossbody through the goddamn barricade on Punk, and then Sammy took the pinfall, and they brought Bronson back in, or was it disqualification? I think it was disqualification.
No, it was a pin. It was a pin.
Okay, yeah. So Sammy ate the pin, which it's very smart that they didn't have Punk take the pinfall. And after the match, Bronson gets in the ring, has a stare down with Braun. There's a lot of history in between a lot of those guys in the ring, and then Seth is like, no, and then pushes Braun back, and then gives Bronson the hug. So we have the next member in this stable, and Bronson Reed. Yeah. Jesus Christ, that man,
a super group.
Yeah, that is a super group, right? Like, fuck.
Now here's the question: do you go overboard and add one more, or do you keep it at 3?
I mean, you can keep it at 3 and be okay, but 4 would be like great because you would have a tag team. Well, you would have a tag team, then you would have a mid card guy, and then the heavyweight guy. I mean, so I don't see a problem with that at all.
Now, someone pointed this out there. Do you think this would have been better? I mean, this was fine and all that. Do you think this? Do you think this would have been better if it was reversed? If Jeff Cobb was the other one and Bronson Reed was Solo's guy, third guy? No. Okay, thank God. Okay, that's what I thought.
Oh, and I only say that because they had the War Games thing, and I don't think Bronson was a very good fit for the Bloodline stuff. Jeff Cobb makes sense.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, okay, cool.
And then so Seth embraced Bronson Reed, and we seen Punk crawling in the ring, grabbing at Paul's feet, and then they held him down and Punk got a tsunami for his efforts. Dude, the one thing I noticed is when he jumps and he spreads, he like goes like this.
He does it like Bam Bam.
Does it like Bam Bam, dude. And it's great to see. So there's another layer added into this feud with CM Punk and Seth. And so yeah, dude, really good work. I'm glad that they surprised us with his return and him joining the table.
I didn't think he healed that fast because that happened in November, man. Jeez.
Yeah. He healed up quick. So next we had Chelsea Green and the Secret Hervis was backstage in an interview and said she's been inspired, and that she's no longer wearing black. She's gonna get that United States Championship back. And so she had her match with Zelina Vega.
Can I be honest with you about these
two?
Two?
Thought it was a shit match.
Yeah, both of them got no reaction. Chelsea included.
Jesus. This is one of those rare occasions where Chelsea has a shit match, and one of the rare occasions recently that
it was rushed. There was no build for it.
Very rushed.
And Zelina had a very bad 619 attempt.
Oh yeah, she got that six. She tried to pull that 619 off and kicked her in the fucking nose, and that's what busted her nose open.
She did a 69. Sorry, I don't want to say 69. I said a 619.
Respectfully.
She is 61. Yeah, 69.
69. There we go. Thank you.
But yeah, and so it ended with a code orange off the top rope for the pinfall. I felt like it was very rushed. I felt like they were trying to do too much at one time, and they need to slow the fuck down. They were
probably given no time for the match.
No, they probably weren't. I mean, because it was a 2-hour show.
Right.
Next we had an announcement of Worlds Collide, where Chad Gable is going to be facing Vikingo.
By the way, the poster that they just put out for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me find it.
Does it look like Lucha Underground?
It looks fucking sick. Rey Mysterio is in the dead center.
Huh. You're going to be hosting it? Oh.
Hey.
That is fucking gorgeous.
That is brilliant.
And
Hey.
Vikingo was in the crowd.
Yeah, Vikingo was in the crowd.
And they showed him jumping on the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and they're like, they can't do anything because that's their footage, so they can't
in the
do
library. Yeah. Vikingo is something special. If you've never watched any of his work.
I know. Really hated the stuff they did with him in AEW because, like, I feel when you have talents like that, and I'll use somebody as a really good example for this. Dante Martin, I believe it was. Yeah. They did a fucking spot, and I think it was Ring of Honor, where they did a table spot to the outside, and he fucking shattered his leg.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what they were doing with Vikingo in AEW. They had that spot, I think it was him and Kenny, if I'm not mistaken, where his head smacked the fucking apron.
Yep.
Bro, I think WWE is the place for him to get a lid on how crazy he gets in that ring. Because didn't he get injured in AEW, or was it AAA he got injured?
No, he got injured in AEW.
Yeah, and it's just like guys like him. I had the same feeling about him that I had with Ray Phoenix. Both very talented, but there's a time and place for all this crazy shit.
Yeah, I think if used properly and putting him in the spots properly, training him properly to the point where he's not going to injure himself doing a high risk move, that's perfect, and that's why I dislike AEW so much, because they don't have that. They don't have that performance. I mean, for fuck's sake,
every guy and girl that's under that AAA umbrella now has the PC to their advantage, and that's fucking crazy.
Yes, and that's perfect. One of the things, and I've heard a lot of shit online and on TikTok where people are like, "Oh, WWE is going to make it AAA light," and I'm like, "No, man." I said all they did was bought the name, and they're allowing them to continue doing what they want, right? Like, it's bad PC if they have Alberto Del Rio under contract as maybe potentially as a liaison for them. But I understand.
From my understanding, it's just them picking up. It's just them picking up contracts. They didn't sign him to a WWE deal.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean,
he's not even on this poster.
No. The one thing I really like about this is Conan struck the deal, and Conan is the voice for that for Lucha, right? Like, so many men and women have come out of there and gone and done great things in other country or in other companies, but Conan is the voice for it, and I think Conan gets a lot of shit for the way that he's acted toward wrestlers. But getting that Lucha name over, and then and then having them be bought by the biggest entertainment industry, or sports entertainment industry ever, period.
There's a certain talent on here, JR, that I know you're gonna maybe be shocked on that he's on this poster. Siobhan Evans is at the very top of this poster.
Ooh.
He's having a match.
Dog. Wow. Whoever he gets put in that ring with is gonna be fucking insane.
If that doesn't say we're strapping the rocket to this guy and making him a future star,
give that man 2 years. Let him bulk up. Let him polish his fucking work. He's going to be a world champion. You cannot change my mind.
Yeah, absolutely. No.
Okay,
absolutely.
So I'm going to say this, and everything is starting to make sense now. Everything is. If you look at appearances by certain members of like WWE and other promotions, right? Like you had JBL going to GCW, and there's been partnership work with GCW and WWE.
Yeah.
Right? He showed up in AAA, and now WWE has AAA under their banner. He showed up in TNA, and there's a partnership with them in TNA, right? Like, and it feels like he's in that ambassador role.
Yeah.
And that's really awesome. I've never seen it before now, and it just makes a lot of sense.
I think the thing with the GCW is I kind of feel like it's like the blood sport thing.
Yeah.
Where it's just kind of like we'll take a talent every now and again, but it's not going to be like a TNA partnership kind of thing.
No. And it doesn't
happen. Like I couldn't see somebody like a Nick Gage appear on WWE TV.
Fuck no. No. Okay, so our next match was John Cena versus R-Truth, but we had a replacement in that match. We had John Cena versus Ron Cena. Okay. Look, I loved it, Chris. I know that you have feelings about it because you love John Cena.
I want to say this about this, bro.
Go ahead.
2 of the loudest reactions I've ever fucking heard in an arena. Obviously, we know that Cena's always going to get those reactions. But Truth coming out to Cena's entire entrance, I have never seen R-Truth get that reaction. He got that entire match.
So good. That was
I was
good.
so happy to hear it.
Yeah.
But again, like I said on the last podcast, I have no dislike for R-Truth at all.
Yeah.
But that match was exactly what I wanted it to be. And him doing the "You Can't See Me" was fucking legendary. Because from the very top of the arena to the very bottom, there was not one hand down that didn't do the "You Can't See Me" with R-Truth.
Nice.
It was crazy.
Dude, I laughed my ass off when Cena cut his music and then you heard it come back on. I was like, no fucking way. He's coming out as John Cena. And then the shirt said Ron Cena, had tape over it said Ron Cena. I was like,
he pulled the Kevin Owens.
He did.
Yeah.
And it was, and the best part about it is that his Titantron that was playing was R-Truth.
Truth throws up. Yeah.
Pretty fucking great.
Yeah, man, and it was really cool, and so I really enjoyed it. At the beginning of the match, well, the match didn't even start. Cena had already attacked him, and so it was a nice back and forth. Cena did the shoulder tackles, did the 5-knuckle shuffle, was going to go for the AA to end the match quick, and Ron Cena got out of it, and he did his rendition of Cena's moves, and it was great. And he did the AA on Cena, and then did the STF on him, and Cena got to the ropes, broke the count, and then Cena just went all full-fledged heel, grabbed the title, and was going to hit Ron.
He had everybody around me saying,
Yeah.
"Oh look, he's going babyface already. This is crazy." I'm like, bro, you guys pay attention.
Come on, bro.
Right. And yeah, I was like, I was sitting there and I was like, man, he's not gonna hit him with a belt because the ref,
right in the nuts.
He's gonna kick him in the dick, and that's exactly. And like he had the belt, he had the belt, and he handed it to the ref. He's like, okay, and I was like, he's gonna kick him in the dick.
Yeah.
He kicked him right in the dick.
He gave it that.
Kicked him right in the yuck.
What's his dick?
Yeah, and then did the AA on him, pinned him, and didn't even celebrate. He grabbed the championship, smacked him over the head, and it was great. It was perfect because he was in the opposite corner. He fucking hit him in the head and just kept walking. He just kept walking right out the ring. Did nothing, and then it was like walked right out. I thought it was great, perfect. I think it served the purpose that it was meant to serve, and it was enjoyable to watch. So next we had a backstage segment where Jey Uso was getting ready and he ran into Cena, and dude, Cena was like, "It's been a while." And Jey was like, "Yeah, it's been a while. Last time I seen you, I was throwing you out at the Rumble." And then dude, Cena was like, "It's not about it." He was like, "It's not about the last time you're going to see me. It's about the next time you see me." And he was like, "What would happen? How shameful would it be if you came from a family, most prestigious family in all of wrestling, and you lost to a YouTuber? That would really kill wrestling, wouldn't it?" Walks away. And I was like, he's getting involved.
So brilliantly done that segment, dude. I looked at my buddy. I said, bro, could you imagine if they put that title on Logan tonight? Everybody would riot.
Yeah.
My buddy was right there. We were watching. And I was like, was like, bro, Rusty, if they put that championship on Logan, he's gonna be the most hated person on that roster.
Oh, he was already the most hated person.
Oh,
yeah.
That's great.
There was a bunch of "fuck you, Logan" chants. That's all I'm gonna say before we get there.
Oh yeah. Next week, so they showed a few legends in the crowd. I had no idea who Leilani Kai was, ever. Period. I got her card in Super Card, and I was like, "Who the fuck?"
Me
is
too.
this?
I was like, I know. That's exactly what I said. I'm like, okay, fine.
Apparently,
she's a very well respected female, though.
Yeah. Apparently, she did work with Wendy Richter, so that's awesome. And then we got Tatanka. That's pretty cool. So I know Tatanka's kids are really big into amateur wrestling, and so that's really cool.
And not Eddie Thorpe.
Yeah, not Eddie. So next was Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre in the cage match. Dude, I'm pretty sure that they cut Jesse's mic off a handful of times because he was on commentary for it.
Yeah.
His
Chris, ranting was too much.
Have you watched? So you watched it? Okay.
I haven't watched it back now, but his ranting was a lot.
His ranting during that match was like he was talking over other commentators, which is a big no. Just doing a whole bunch of extra shit that he didn't have to do. But yeah, so Drew came out and he was, real dominating presence, and then Damian Priest came out with the fucking bat wings.
Yeah.
He came out with the fucking bat wings
and a mask too.
I don't mind the mask because that is, I guess that's a trademark culture. But the bat. I mean, come on. He's not in the Ministry of Darkness. All right, let's leave that shit alone. Pause. Anyways, so before Priest could even get in the ring, Drew started beating his ass and then threw him in the ring, grabbed chairs. They used chairs. They used cage. They beat the shit out of each other. And we saw the match end. Dude, Drew did the South of Heaven fucking choke slam, and I was like, nice, I like that. And I thought Priest was gonna come out with a Claymore, obviously, as a payback.
I thought the same.
Yeah, and so the match ended where we saw Drew go to Claymore to do a callback of WrestleMania, where he Claymored Priest in the corner with the chair. Priest moved, and then Priest got the South of Heaven choke slam, didn't end the match, and then hit him with a concerto. And it looks like Drew's going to be out for a long time, nursing an injury, as well as potentially some Hollywood work. So who knows? It's a much deserved.
That crowd was very pro Drew McIntyre. I'm going to say that right now.
Oh yeah,
of course.
Damian got massive boos for that finish.
Yeah,
that wasn't just like a piped in boo. There was nobody cheering that win.
Yeah. Well, I think if it would have been a pinfall win, or it would
have been fine. Yeah,
it would have been fine. Like a pinfall win, a submission win, which he never does, or like a KO, like the ref was just like, okay, this match ain't going on anymore. That would have been great. It would have been fine. But they opted to have him walk out of the ring. I mean, dude, if you even had him climb over, that would have been great. Oh, by the way, that suplex where Priest was trying to get out of the ring,
really good. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, it was scary.
He walked out of the cage. Why does he have to walk out of the cage? I thought you're not supposed to walk out of the cage.
Yeah. And Jesse the Body had a lot to say about that. But they had Priest walk out of the cage, and that's what it was.
I think, you know what I think it is, man? I truly think people are starting to get tired of Drew taking losses.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are starting to see what I've been saying about Damian for a long time. And again, this is not shade. This is not me trashing Damian the person. I think Damian is one of the most overbooked talents on that roster.
Yeah.
I think he is just way too much in the spotlight. And I think he has overreached the level of where Rhea is. With half of the reaction.
Yeah. I really wish that they would rebrand him, put him back to the Archer event.
Just something different. Like, it's not even as so much as a character problem as much as it is a booking problem.
Yeah.
Because we go back to the Finn Balor stuff. Finn Balor is on the up and up now. He's getting pinfall wins, but why did Damian need to walk out of that feud? He didn't. Same with this Drew McIntyre feud. Everybody's tired of this feud, just like they were tired of Damian and Gunther.
Mm-hmm.
And the underlying person in both feuds that everybody's sick of is Damian Priest.
Yes. I agree. And so our next match was Jey Uso versus Logan Paul for the heavyweight championship. And I love the camera work that they're doing, right? Like watching the camera work, it feels important, right? These matches feel important. So that it was good. But the match was great. It was a really good turnaround. We seen where Logan pulled off was going for the snapshot lariat, and Jay countered with a super kick, and he actually did get the snapshot lariat. I'm glad that they're not calling it the buckshot.
There's two things I want to point out in this match really quick, and
it does a better buckshot lariat than Adam Page. We know.
No. Not even gonna give those cocksuckers acknowledgement.
Okay.
Jey Uso is arguably the most over talent in the entire industry. Whatever company, whatever character, there's nobody on his level. And seeing literally every fucking person in that arena yeet to that man's song. There were old ass people standing up and yeeting with him.
Yeah.
And people can say it's a catchphrase all they want. They can say, he's viral bullshit, whatever you want to say, bro. There was 10,000, almost 10,000 of us reacting to his entrance.
Yeah.
And the second thing I want to point out is I think Logan Paul's striking looks so fucking good. And I know he's got the boxing background, so I know that's kind of implemented in his style, but there was that one spot he did where he kind of reminded me of Road Dogg a little bit, where he's just doing the jabs and then circling him, jabbing him again. It was so good.
Yeah, absolutely. And then to go back, maybe a year or two ago, Rikishi's been very vocal about Jay's treatment, which I know, I get it. There should be no outside interference, or we shouldn't be acknowledging people that aren't a part of the scenario. But Rikishi's been very vocal about how over Jay is, and I'm happy that they pulled the trigger on Jay at WrestleMania and had faith in him to do that.
Yep.
To carry the heavyweight division. To give him a chance. And I see a lot of people that are shitting on him, like, oh, what has he done in this championship run? He's done a lot. He's He's helping Logan Paul elevate his game. He's putting himself in positions for different feuds. I mean, for fuck's sake, at one point we had 4 potential challengers for the heavyweight championship. We still do.
You can argue to say that he's one of the reasons that a lot of tickets are being sold.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, he fucking main evented over John Cena.
Yeah.
John Cena, who's the 17-time world champion on his retirement tour. If that doesn't say enough for Jay, I don't know what the fuck else could, bro. Honestly.
And I'm gonna say good on Cena for not pushing to main event the show.
Yeah, I don't think Cena in that point in his career. He hasn't been in that point of his career in a very long time where he's throwing his weight around.
Yeah. So we did see Jay get the upper hand, and Jay performed the splash, went for the 3 count, and Cena came out, pulled the ref out, and started beating the shit out of him. And then he went to pull the ref in so that Logan Paul could cover him. Here's the thing about it: is Cena never gave the nod to Logan. He just was in there to fuck with Jay. Mm-hmm. And that's what I liked about it. He didn't give the nod to him. He just went in there to fuck with Jay. And then Cody's music hit. And this was the return. This was the return that I said got ruined by social media. Because I had seen so many reports saying Cody was going to return.
I'm so glad I didn't read reports. Because I was saying it when we got to the show. I said, bro, it feels like a Cody return tonight. And when that Cena Truth match ended, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe he doesn't show up. But when they started doing that Cena Jey Uso segment, and heard the words of the sentence, and everybody thought Logan was gonna win. There was a pause of silence. Like the entire arena was silent when Cena came out and almost fucked over Jay, right? Then you hear Cody's music hit, and when I tell you, people jumped out of their fucking seat for this man. Went crazy for him crossroading John Cena, bro. It was fucking special.
Yeah, it really was. So he hit the crossroads, and Jay picked up the win over Logan Paul. Really good. But Cody grabs the mic after the match and said, "You're in Rhodes country, and you think that you're gonna come in here, and I'm not gonna be here." And challenged John Cena and Logan Paul to a tag team match against him and Jay at Money in the Bank. So,
brilliant.
Cena doesn't have.
I thought Travis Scott was going to be Cena's partner. Fuck
Wrong again.
Bad Bunny's gonna be
Bad Bunny and Jey Uso against John Cena and
Dave Meltzer said a fuck yeah.
Yeah. So, I thought overall the show was great. I really
fantastic show.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't have to be 3 or 4 hours long. It was 2 hours long. Really good segments.
Dark match that we got before the show started. We got LWO against the Creeds.
How was that?
It was a lot of fun. LWO had that crowd fucking rocking.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Oh,
Good. I'm really excited to see where they go with Legato. And I know we're talking. I'm really excited to see where they go with Legato because there's a lot of potential for them to bring Penta over in the draft. I'm pretty sure they're going to be doing a draft here soon, bringing Penta over, and that would be really good to put Penta in a stable with Andrade. And I as much as I don't want to see that happen, it's not a bad idea because there's not a lot of people on SmackDown that Penta can work with at the point. We've seen him flourish on Raw, and that's great.
I think the Penta should stay on Raw, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah. Well, I would like to see him. And look, you can even add the Lucha Bros into the tag team.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Rebuild the Raw's division.
Raw. Yep. Rebuild Raw. I mean, you could switch up some tag teams and put them on Raw or SmackDown and elevate those tag team divisions, right? Because Raw's tag team division is fucking horrible. And SmackDown's is
I wouldn't say it's horrible. I just feel like it needs work.
This is not good.
Yeah.
I mean, we got the Creeds, we got the Vikings, and they're champions. Or they're not champions.
The New Day.
I think New Day just needs to do a little bit more. I get that their character is like, we don't give a fuck. We're champions. Fuck you guys. But the triple threat tag that we have this coming Monday, I think is going to be fucking awesome.
Absolutely.
I just feel that if we're going to do what we're doing with SmackDown's division, Raw's division can have just as much talent in the tag division. It needs to be done right.
Yes.
Like if you brought over Phoenix on Raw and you have the Lucha Bros get together, bro, I think that would fix the division or at least put it at the level it needs to be at. However, I don't want to see Penta put in the tag team right now. Same with Phoenix.
He's too much of a star right now. He's getting that elevation.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind them being a tag team, but I don't see it right now. But yeah, I mean, dude, there's a lot going on Raw and SmackDown, even NXT. Like I'm gonna watch the show tonight, and I'm excited to see. Dude, I really want to see if they pull the trigger on taking the title off of Oba.
No, they're not going to.
Not on Oba. Maybe on the trick thing. There's a potential of him winning.
Plus, Jasper Troy is still a factor. I think Miles is going to lose, but Jasper Troy is going to make his presence known again. I think that's.
Here's the thing, though. Does Jasper Troy and Oba need a championship?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, we're in a split decision right now.
So here's the thing. So you're debuting somebody like Jasper, who was one of the most dominant guys in LFG, right? And you have a dominant champion. So why would you take the title off of him to showcase why he is who he is? If he loses to Miles, and this isn't a dig at Miles, but if he loses to Miles, that dominant champion title goes away.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just going to throw this out there. Jasper's presentation, I feel like they could put him in Dark State and have him and
I
elevate
think 4
him,
people's enough.
kick somebody out like a Cutler.
Cutler.
I mean, you kick Cutler out and put Jasper right in there. Well, it would give
You
Cutler,
mean Sting?
yeah, it would be great because Cutler could actually go to the PC and get better.
But here's the thing with Cutler, dog.
I don't think he can get better.
He's been in the PC for 2 years.
Yeah.
And I think he's doing better work in Dark State, but
He still has no personality.
I disagree. I think that vignette that we saw this past Tuesday showed he has a lot of personality.
He does.
Yeah.
But the focus is on Sugars and fucking Osiris.
Yeah. Very true.
And JR's favorite, Dion Linux. The fucking glasses. Cinema.
So I will say, man, there's somebody in TNA whose contract ran up, and I would like to see him come to NXT.
Ace Austin.
Ace.
I can't believe they let him walk. Fucking idiots.
I think they had a choice. I think he wants to explore what else is out there. Kind of like Josh Alexander, right? Like Josh, and it's unfortunate he went to AEW. Because now
I think the writing was on the wall for that one.
Yeah, right. But I would love to see Ace in NXT, and I would love to see
I
him.
can see that.
Yeah, I'd like to see him.
He'd be a nice addition to that roster.
Yeah,
Would be.
and it would really be cool, and that could help further the relationship with NXT and TNA.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, wrestling is enjoyable again, and I really like it. Yeah. So what are you guys looking forward to in the coming week?
Jared, you can go first, bro.
Oh, yeah. Just the Money in the Bank build continuing. I'd like to see who else is going to be involved in. Should be great there. Yeah, can't wait to see the outcome, the aftermath of Battleground. So that'll be interesting to see what direction they go in NXT. But yeah, other than that, well, the most really, like I said, I have to get to sign my mortgage approval this week, so I'm looking forward to that. And heading into closing, so I think we're all signs point to it's going to be a smooth transition to being the official owner of this condo that you're seeing in front of behind you right now. So
congrats again.
Yeah, congrats, man.
Thank you.
So, Chris, what about you?
Man, I'm excited for Battleground tonight. I had such a blast last night, and while there's going to be like 1,000 less people there tonight, I have no doubt that NXT is going to deliver. No pun intended.
Stan?
Get to see her royal cheekness, Stephanie Vaquer tonight, so that's going to be great.
The Miles, the luckiest son of a bitch in the world.
Bro, motherfucker.
I can't believe it.
I think Kalani and Sol Ruka might steal the show.
Yeah.
Get to see that fucking Soul Snatcher live, so I can't wait for that. Monday Night Raw with those 2 new matches announced is going to be fucking epic. And like JR said, I'm excited to see the fallout of Battleground after Battleground happens. One other thing I'm actually really looking forward to is this AAA Worlds Collide with WWE event. I think it's going to be one of those shows that people are going to talk about a lot simply because, I mean, Vikingo and Chad Gable, bro, like that's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Why is Lola in this photo? God dang it.
Oh, no, I hate that photo so much. Look at your DM, by the way.
I did see the DM.
Oh, my Lord, have mercy, Kathy. Jesus.
So also they did announce that there's going to be some TNA talent that is at Worlds Collide.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good. Well, cool.
We're getting Nick Nemeth, which is really good.
Nice.
Henry. And who else?
Moose is also going to be there.
Moose. I know how you feel about this,
Nice.
but yeah, dude, Worlds Collide is exciting.
I'm on the fence with Money in the Bank because, like, on the women's side, I'm excited who's in that. On the men's side, I'm seeing a lot of people pick Knight for the win, and I'm going to be transparent as humanly possible. I have little to zero interest in LA Knight holding the title until he changes his presentation a little bit or something. Because, like, yeah, he gets over. He has the whole fucking chant. It's cute and all, but it's like, give me something different, dude. I feel the same about Jacob Fatu. He's great, but I fucking hate listening to him talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree with LA Knight, just primarily for the fact that I feel, and it's sad to say, I feel like his time is past. Right?
Like, getting to that point where it may be past its prime. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Like, they didn't pull the trigger on him. They didn't pull the trigger on the heavyweight championship. They put a mid-card title on him. Great mid-card worker. I'm not going to lie. But they decided not to put a heavyweight championship on him against Roman Reigns, rightfully so. You can't have the championship drop to LA Knight against Roman Reigns, especially when he was in the peak of his prime.
And I didn't really care for the match, to be honest with you. It was just kind of, it was whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and then he had the fatal 4-way. Yeah, with.
Don't remind me.
Oh yeah,
I was there live for that one. Fuck my life.
Oh, yeah. We're not gonna talk about that. But yeah, we'll breeze over it like it never happened. But yeah, so I feel like they're putting LA Knight in positions where it's going to be a lose-lose, and it could be too late for him at this point.
I don't even necessarily think it's too late, whereas I think he's just getting I hate to say it like this, but he's essentially getting rammed down people's throats. That's how I feel about him. Yeah. I felt like that for him about him forever. Like, unpopular opinion as fuck, and I don't care. His Max Dupree stuff I thought was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I agree, but that wasn't him, and that's one of the most important things. And he even said that in the Chris Van Vliet interview. He said that wasn't me, right? Like that.
Sure.
And I think like having elements of yourself in your characters is important, very important.
But at the same time, how many people in the past 20-something years of WWE have done gimmicks that weren't them, but they did it, and some of them have been very successful.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, look at King Booker, one of the most absurd gimmicks that man has ever done, and it was fucking incredible.
Oh, so over. I loved it. But yeah, I mean, I think we're getting to that point where it's going to be past the prime for LA Knight to do something tremendous.
Yeah.
I'm really excited, but like you said about Worlds Collide, I'm going to watch Battleground tonight. I got a few appointments this week, a lot of recordings. I just recorded my buddy Pat Powers from Omaha, Nebraska, for the other wrestling show I do, and it was really cool to catch up with him. But it was really cool to hear his story. He shared a story about what made him really fall in love with wrestling again, and he was at a show in Omaha during Memorial Day, so it would have been a few years ago tomorrow, and Raw was doing a show, and he was on leave from a deployment. He wore his uniform to the event, and Cena came over and like kind of did the thing. What they didn't show on camera was that Cena pulled him over the barricade and let him pose with the fucking championship in the middle of the arena.
Oh.
He was like, that made me fall in love with wrestling again. So I mean, it was pretty cool. I got a few more guys that we're interviewing. I think I'm interviewing Jake Boehner at some point from TNA, under up and coming talent. But not here to plug that show. We're here to talk about this one. I'm excited to see what they do with Wyatt Six.
Yeah.
I think it's about time that they pull the trigger And if Taylor can stay fucking healthy, and if the other guys can stay healthy, that more power to them. They don't need to be doing crazy high bumps. Just let them fuck shit up. They don't need championships, but let them fuck shit up. It's important. And then I want to see what they do if they pull Alexa Bliss in the group. I don't feel like they need to. I feel like Alexa's character work is great right now. But I wouldn't be upset if they did.
Yeah.
If they do it, I want them to do it right. I don't want to just thrust her in there because we all want it. They had pointed out that on her gear, she has the Fiend pinstripe on her wrist guard. And Bo also had the Fiend pinstripe as well. So it looks like they're still in cahoots in some fashion. It seems that we're going to be building something between not only Alexa and Charlotte, but also the Wyatt Six. So I'm thinking we might get like some sort of Dark Queen type deal out of Charlotte. I'm not mad at that at all.
Yeah.
Considering I think that would be the most character work that Charlotte could possibly do.
Yeah.
But Alexa, I think, is just out fucking standing at everything she does. So whatever the cards are showing for her and the Wyatt Six, just give me enough to where not only it makes sense, but it's enjoyable for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, wrestling is exciting again, and I'm really enjoying it. And life is getting crazy. At the end of the month, I'm going to go see, or at the end of June, I'm going to see my kid in Clarksville, Tennessee, right outside Nashville, and that's the last time I'm going to be able to see her before she moves to Germany for a few years.
2 years?
A few, like 2 or 3, depending.
Wow.
Yeah, her stepdad is in the army, and they're getting stationed over there. So it's good. It's a good reason for me to get my passport. But yeah, I mean, that's gonna be fun. I'm gonna try and take her to a show that's out there, whether it's an indie show or WWE show. I refuse to take her to an AEW show, but I have some friends that do indie work out there, and so it would be cool to take her out there. I always try to do some kind of wrestling event when her and I are around. She just loves it. She's a huge CM Punk fan, and she loves to yell and scream in the crowd. So that'll be a perfect setting for her to do so in. Yeah. So this next month is going to be kind of action packed for me. So I'm excited. Hopefully everything else in my personal life kind of pans out, and this health thing kind of plateaus. I don't have to worry about it anymore. But anyways, you guys got anything you want to say before we shut down shop?
Nope. I hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. I'll be sporadically saying stuff in the chat, maybe. I don't know. I'll probably have it on airplane mode again. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the show tonight, and Raw should be pretty fucking epic too. So,
absolutely, JR.
Just take care of yourself, Sean. Take yourself, Chris, and also Ocean Spray. You can go kiss my ass.
Oh, dude, can we just talk about the fact that man just will not shut the fuck up?
Yeah. Let me just throw. Yeah. Also, I know we didn't do the F-bomb. I'm just gonna throw this out one time here. The fact that they're using WWE talent to try to sell tickets is pretty illegal in my standards. So I don't know. Just screw AEW, screw Ocean Spray. Keep WWE out of your mouths and focus on your own damn product. Other than that, you guys take care of yourselves.
I will say that we did get there was a big gaming convention. I don't know where it was, but we got Kenny Omega and Woods.
Yeah.
Finally squashing their beef after years and years of a kayfabe beef that they have in the gaming world, even though we know they're all friends. And so, it was really cool to see. But anything I got to say, don't do drugs, kid. Drink responsibly. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, till next time, I hope you guys have a good weekend. Don't do
4
anything.
4 letters, 1 word. Yeet.
Yeet.
Oh, I was gonna say shit, but yes, yeet, that works too. Also, guys, we're not sponsored, so help us get that sponsorship, y'all. I did it. All right, y'all. Be good. Have a good weekend. Much love. Yep, there it is. We are not spot. Am I gonna have to black out what it is? Am I gonna have to say or stir? Right? Whatever. I tried. It didn't work. Anyways. All right, y'all. Be good. Till next time. Much love. Be good. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Hey, yeah, let's see how you do under pressure. Oh, yeah, I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better.